Officer Mark Reynolds had served in the Chicago Police Department for 17 years. He'd seen it all: robberies, domestic disputes, and heartbreaking cases of neglect. But nothing could have prepared him for the quiet voice that crackled through dispatch that rainy Tuesday afternoon. 911, what's your emergency? The dispatcher asked. There was a pause, then a tiny, trembling voice, no older than 3. Can you come? My mommy won't wake up, and I'm scared. Mark's heart clenched. He grabbed the address, flipped on the sirens, and sped through the slick streets. In all his years, child calls always hit the hardest. You never forget the voice of a scared child. As Mark pulled up to the crumbling duplex, rain pouring in sheets, he noticed how eerily quiet everything was. The grass was overgrown, a rusted tricycle tipped over in the yard. He knocked hard. No answer. Then, from a cracked window, 2 wide blue eyes peeked out. A little boy, messy blonde curls, clutching a battered teddy bear. Mark's breath caught. He forced the door open gently and stepped inside. What he saw made his stomach drop. The apartment was almost empty. Peeling paint, broken furniture, and not a toy in sight. In the center of the living room, on a tattered couch, lay a young woman, pale, motionless. Beside her stood the little boy. His cheeks were tear-streaked, but when he saw Mark, he simply whispered, "Is mommy okay now?" Mark rushed to check for a pulse. Faint, but still there. He radioed for paramedics. As they arrived and began working on her, Mark crouched down to the boy's level. "What's your name, buddy?" Mark asked gently. "Eli," the boy whispered, gripping his bear tighter. "I tried to make her soup, but the stove is scary." His lower lip quivered. "She sleeps a lot now. And I get hungry." Mark's throat tightened painfully. He blinked fast to keep his emotions in check. The paramedics stabilized the mother and rushed her to the hospital. "Suspected overdose," they said quietly. Mark scooped up little Eli in his arms. The boy nestled into his shoulder, his small body shivering. For reasons Mark couldn't explain, he didn't let go. He wrapped the boy's thin jacket tighter and carried him out into the rain. As Mark sat with Eli in the Child Services office later that night, memories clawed their way back, memories Mark had buried deep. He had been 5 years old when his own mother overdosed. He'd woken up to find her cold, and no one had come for hours. Mark had bounced through foster homes after that, never quite belonging. He'd made a promise to himself back then: if he could ever stop another child from feeling that same hollow loneliness, he would. Sitting across from the caseworker, watching Eli stare blankly at the floor, that promise echoed louder than ever. "I want to foster him," Mark heard himself say. His voice was steady, full of quiet resolve. The caseworker blinked in surprise. "Officer Reynolds, are you sure? Fostering's a big step. You're single, you work long shifts." Mark nodded firmly. "I don't want him to feel what I felt." His voice broke slightly. "No child should." Within weeks, after urgent approvals and paperwork expedited by the department, Eli came home with Mark. At first, the boy barely spoke. He had nightmares, woke up crying for his mother, flinched at loud noises. But Mark was patient. Every night, he sat by Eli's bed, reading books until the boy drifted off. He left the nightlight on. Made him pancakes with chocolate chips in the morning. Slowly, Eli's small, cautious smile started to appear. 6 months passed. One warm spring day, Mark took Eli to the park. They sat on the grass, tossing a football back and forth. Eli's laughter, pure, high, free, echoed in the air. Out of nowhere, Eli ran over, wrapped his little arms around Mark's neck, and whispered, "You're my safe person." Mark swallowed hard, blinking back tears. He hugged the boy tight. "You're safe forever, buddy." Meanwhile, Eli's mother, Anna, recovered in rehab. Mark visited her weekly, bringing updates and photos of Eli. She cried every time, not tears of sorrow, but of gratitude. One day, she held Mark's hand and said softly, "You saved both of us." A year later, standing in court, Mark officially adopted Eli. The judge smiled warmly as she declared, "From this day forward, Eli Reynolds." Mark knelt down as Eli beamed and threw his arms around his new dad. "I love you, Dad," Eli whispered. Mark couldn't speak. His heart was too full. Years later, on Father's Day, Eli, now a strong, confident teenager, handed Mark a handwritten letter. "Dear Dad. You answered my call when I thought no one would. You gave me a home when I didn't know what that meant. You made me believe in safe places and second chances. Because of you, I never felt alone again. I hope I can be half the man you are. Love, Eli." Mark wiped away silent tears. His heart finally felt whole. The scared little boy who had once clutched a teddy bear in a cold apartment was now his son, and both of their broken pieces had stitched together into something stronger than either of them had ever dreamed.